Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Misty and I sell clothing online as the name StylingAway. So I have been working on a series for the last few weeks called Things People Ask About Reselling That They Didn't Ask Me But Are Going to Answer Anyways. So I want you to check out this video and maybe your question will be featured. Welcome back. So today I'm going to check out a few Facebook groups for online reselling and we're going to figure out what questions people are wanting to know. So let me log in here. I think there's so many questions that new resellers and current resellers have about reselling that are very seasonal related, also very cyclical, but also there are some questions that are just evergreen. They're always going to be asked, and sometimes we feature those in this chat here. This first question is on Poshmark sellers and buyers. Check out that Facebook group. The question is, I sold a blouse. The lady sends me a message that when she tried on one of the buttons, it fell off. Some people, okay, then it says, someone tell me a nice way to tell her to sew it back on. What does she want me to do? Why do people send messages like this? Okay. So it sounds like she's already accepted it and then she washed it. And when she washed it, the button fell off. Well, at that point in time, it is not on the seller to do anything about it. So really the person just needs to sew her button on. And I would say something, I'm glad you received the item. Thank you for your 5-star rating. And sometimes you just need to tighten the button up. So be sure to sew it back on and wear that beautiful shirt. Something like that. Okay. Because honestly, the woman sent the item in the great condition. Sometimes buttons fall off. Buttons are not always sewn on very tightly. It's not the problem of the seller. Okay. I had 2 likes on an item. One of them, I put an offer on the item, which I accepted. Okay, so she had 2 likes on this item. One person put an offer. But there was a payment issue and the item is technically not sold yet. That's correct. So if somebody sends you an offer and you accept it, but their payment isn't updated, the item is still listed for sale. And so you're under no obligation to sell it to that person if somebody else wants to buy it. I would like to offer the option, I would like to offer the other person the option to purchase. I was going to send them an offer. Is this acceptable even though I accepted the offer? Yep. The person who sent you the first offer that didn't have their payment information updated, they need to do that soon. And they get a notice from Poshmark that their payment information needs to be updated. Also, the seller can send a note to the buyer, the potential buyer, saying that you need to update your payment information to complete the purchase. But in the meanwhile, the item is free game. So you can send offers, you can send a note. There's lots of things you can do, but don't feel like you have to wait on a person whose payment information didn't go through because sometimes they just don't update it. Okay. Would you consider this a lowball offer? A buyer put together a bundle for my closet. There was one item at $20, one item at $18, and one item at $14. The total was $52 and they offered $30. Was this a lowball offer and should I take it? So yeah, I mean, the definition for lowball offer is just anything lower than what it really should be. That's what I consider it. Really, I think 50% is true lowball offer. $30 at $52 isn't terrible. It's not great either, but it's not terrible. So I would just counter back at like $40 personally. But also you have to keep in mind what your cost of goods are and how long you've had the item and how much room you have in your storage. So if you're running out of space in your storage and you have had these items forever, take $30 and just move on. And sometimes you don't sell it for as much as you want to. So that's up to you. Remember, you are the CEO of your business and you make the decisions on what you accept and don't accept on offers. Anyone sell vintage t-shirts? I'm thinking of adding them. What do I look for? Okay, I do not sell vintage t-shirts. I don't like selling t-shirts at all. But I know people do. And so I think probably eBay, maybe Mercari might be better than Poshmark. Poshmark seems so female focused, but I'm sure that there are a lot of vintage t-shirt sellers out there. What is your experience narrowing down to a niche? Does it help your sales? How many of you have more than one Poshmark closet to help with separating your niches? I have one Poshmark closet. I have 2,500 items in that closet, and no, I sell everything in that single closet. There are a couple reasons why. Number one, somebody might be shopping for themselves and their child, or themselves and their husband, or their husband and their child, all these combinations. And if you have different closets, it's harder for them to bundle those items. Well, you can't bundle those items. They'd have to have separate sales. The other reason I don't narrow down to a niche is because trends change. So if I had a closet that was just boho, what happens when the academia style comes up? I don't have anything in that closet, and boho is no longer a thing. Or if it's just a jeans closet or just a shoes closet. If I was going to narrow down to a niche, it would definitely be shoes. That would be my closet. But no, I don't do that. And I think, I don't know. I mean, I know some people do. Also, when it comes to having more than one closet, I use Vendoo, and so I cross list from there. And having two Vendoo accounts and two accounts with different those pricing, that would not make sense to me. For those who cross list, which platforms do you use, and which one do you say you get the most sales from? Okay, I sell on 6 different platforms, and I use Vendoo, so check out the link below, to cross list among those platforms. That's one thing I'll never do again, is manually cross list. It takes so much time. Anyways, so I think Poshmark is typically my highest sales, have more sales than Poshmark. But lately I've been having more sales on eBay. So eBay is, I don't know if eBay is my preferred platform. I think I like Mercari and I like Poshmark. Just because the returns on there are more legitimate, I think, and they pay for the returns. On eBay, I do not offer returns, and so sometimes I had one INAD in October because it didn't fit them, and so I had to go through that whole process, and they removed all the stuff. But yeah, I prefer Poshmark, but I actually sell a lot on eBay. And I actually sell a lot on Mercari. Depop is a little bit, maybe $100 to $300 a month. And then Citizen is, $100 maybe. And then Facebook Marketplace used to be great, and now it's just awful. But you never know. Sometimes you get sales on each thing, so. Recently received a random bundle from someone whose closet I have not visited. Anyone else had this happen? Okay, sometimes when a person is sharing the closet manually, they may actually hit a person's name versus just to share to a party or share to their viewers. But this person actually had 2 things going on here. I think they accidentally shared it to your closet. So I would just delete it and then don't worry about it. But if they're doing it and then, if they're doing it for lots of things, you got to wonder. My Poshmark sales have dropped ever since they started doing live sales. Has anyone else experienced this? Okay, at this point in time, my current month was down a little bit. I mean, it was up overall. It was up from the last year, but it was down for where I thought it would be. And could Posh sales be having an issue? Maybe. I just don't know. I think it's a lot of things. I've had a name your price sale for the last couple of days, and it really hasn't worked for me. I was wondering if anyone has any suggestions or tips. Okay, so you have to go back to the basics. When things aren't selling, you need to look at the basics. Number one, you should see, are your items what people would want to buy? So are they in style? Are they in fashion? Do you have a good price on them? Are you getting likes already? Do you have good lighting? Do you have measurements? Those are the basics that you need to make sure you have. Also, do you have a good title and good description? So check that out first. But sometimes I think a lot of people are doing name your price sales and they might be inundated with that. So I did one in 1 month and it was okay. And I did one the next month and it was not. So actually the first one was a name your price sale and that did better. But the second one was like buy 2 items 20% off, buy 3 items 25% off. And that one, I had a lot of people bundle, but nobody pull the trigger. So yeah, let's see here. And I will say, just for our sales, Q4 is usually hyped up as the best quarter of sales, but I think Q1, so we're in Q1 right now, is so underrated, and that's actually when I had my better sales. So if you're wondering, Q1 is really good for me, and it could be for you too. Okay. Let's do 2 more questions and then I have to hit the road. What is the best way to organize your closet for shoppers? By type, color, hot item, not so hot item? Do you change it weekly or daily? Okay. She has 130 listings. Okay, so if you add 130 listings, it's easier to share your closet by different styles or colors or prices or type of item. When you have 2,500 items or even more than 130, it can be more difficult. And so I just hit the share button and let it share. But sometimes I'll put the items that I want to sell or that I think should be hot or new at the top. So I'll share everything and then I'll go back and share those 5 items or whatever that I want to be featured items. And sometimes that kind of helps get those items more views. But you can do it. You can just filter by color. You can filter by type of item. You can filter by price. There's ways you can filter on Poshmark to do this. It's just how much time do you have to do that? This is interesting. This person just said her best-selling brand is LuLaRoe. I cannot give LuLaRoe away if it was buy one, get 10 free. Yeah, I have some really cute LuLaRoe stuff that I bought years ago, like skirts that are cute, but they just aren't selling. My best-selling brand, it's hard to say. I would say Soma would be my best-selling bra brand. And in shirts, it just varies. I don't really think I have one. Actually, let's look and see. So what you're going to do, so you can go in Poshmark to what's called My Seller Tools, and then you're going to click on My Closet Insights. And it's going to be able to compare to different periods, like so you can compare month over month. But let's go look at brand insights. And let's look at, I don't want to look at this month. I want to, because this month is only a few days in. Let's do the current year. Okay. So, what do we got here? For the year, just on Poshmark, the best selling for me has been Nike, Soma, Bionic, Columbia, Lily Pulitzer, Bazaar, which is a Canadian shoe, Loft, Alice and Olivia, Athleta, Talbot's, Victoria's Secret, Ruby Ribbon, and Banana Republic, Chico's, J. Crew, Gap, Land's End. Yeah, so there it goes on and on and on. But that just kind of gives you an idea. You can see that. So if you just go here under Brand Insights, under My Closet Insights, and you can see that. I have the most sales in women, and then kids, and then men, and then home. And then it'll tell you also what percentage comes from offer, bundle offer, buy it now, or bundle buy now. So check out My Closet Insights to learn about what is your best-selling brand. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out the other videos if you missed them, and hopefully you have great sales this quarter. Bye!